Hello everybody and welcome back to Hello Neighbor 2. Now if you've not seen my last video, basically we completed the game. We got the ending and today I'm going to be talking about, basically I'm going to be giving my personal opinions on the game, basically reviewing the game and giving my personal thoughts on it. So first off, let's start with all the things that I do like. So first off, I think this is automatically a better game than the original Hello Neighbor. Also, I think it's one of the best games in the franchise, even better than Hello Guest, and even better than Hide and Seek and Secret Neighbor. Um, so automatically, I think it is by far the best game in the franchise. Also, I love that there's a lot more, I guess, free roam. Is that the word I'm looking for? I guess there's a lot more freedom. Uh, so you can move around basically wherever you want. You can't go. Oh my god, that scared me. You can't go exactly wherever you want. Like you can't go into every house. Um, but you can. You definitely have a lot more places to explore. Than the first game. Because in the first game you were like trapped in a invisible box. You were trapped in an invisible box, and you couldn't really move out of that, so you could really only go into your house and the neighbor's house, and you didn't really use your house all that often. You really only used it for storing items, but even then, if you have an item, most likely you're going to go use it as soon as possible. So it wasn't really that useful, so really you were only exploring the neighbor's house. And while the actual neighbor's house isn't that big as it was in the last game, you do have something like that where in the mayor's house is um, pretty big. I hope I worded that correctly. Based, I guess if you don't understand, um, the neighbor's house in Hello Neighbor 2 isn't as big as it was in Hello Neighbor 1, but the mayor's office makes up for that. Also, all the other locations like the bakery, the museum, obviously the mayor's office, also the hunter's house. At least I assume that's his house. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Also, I now also I love how the game looks. They kept the original feel of the game, but they made it look a lot better. Also, I do like. It's one thing I love. I know this is kind of bad to be saying this, and you'll understand what I'm mean in a second, but I love that there aren't many glitches in the game. Like there aren't a lot of glitches, which is weird for someone to be saying that because you like. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's cool that there's not glitches in the game, but well, but it's kind of a bit weird that I need to address that because in the first game, even 5 years later, there were so many bugs and glitches that since some who the hell is texting me, anyways, and there's just so many bugs and glitches that can completely break the game and like have to have you either restart entirely or load one of your other checkpoints. And if you haven't saved like in a while, like if you saved at like the beginning of Act 3 and you're almost at the end of Act 3 and something glitched that made the game impossible to beat, you'd have to redo all that. So again, it is kind of a pain, but Um, but luckily this game doesn't have that problem. No, don't get me wrong, there were some annoying moments that I'll get to in a minute. But, um, I guess I'm trying to think, what else do I like about this game? I mean, I'm not saying that to be like, oh, this game sucks or whatever. No, I think this is actually a really good game, and I feel like this is what Hello Neighbor should have been, something like this. And it just sucks that we had to wait 5 years to get it. But this is a good game. It's definitely worth $20 or however. Well, this game was like $40, wasn't it? I think it's definitely worth that. It's definitely a fun game, also, especially because they are going to be updating the game after the fact. So hopefully it'll bring some more light on the ending. And if you haven't seen the ending, then go watch my last video because I completed it and I got the ending. So I guess let's get on to the things that I don't like. There are a couple, but there aren't that many. One of the things is the guest, and if you don't know who the guest is, there's this game called Hello Guest, and I'm talking about the crow guy in Hello Guest. I don't know what his name is, so I'm just gonna call him Guest. Um, he was in the very beginning of the game, right? The very first cutscene you see as soon as you boot up the game. And after that, you didn't see him at all, which was really weird because in Hello Guest, which was the pre-alpha to this game, he was one of the main enemies. So it's just really weird that you don't get to see him at all, except for the beginning cutscene. And like when say you don't see him at all, unless I'm just blind and I didn't see him in like the other cutscenes, or whatever. I mean I didn't see him at all, which sucks because he's a really interesting character to me. And I just wish that we could have seen more of him. Oh my god, that scared me. God, if this is scaring me, I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to play From the Darkness when I eventually play that on the channel. Anyways, also there are another thing I don't like is in the final, I guess, act of the game. There is a part where you have to steal a wrench off of the neighbor's like waist, and the neighbor is probably the most annoying character in the game. He gets stuck on things, which is sometimes areas need to go into. He can place bear traps. He can place those creaky floors that alert him. And it's just, he's a really annoying enemy to get around. Also, he is kind of broken at times. Like, you've seen my other video, sometimes he just stares at you, and he doesn't go away. And so you're just kind of stuck there until he catches you. Also, along with the bear traps, which it doesn't tell you how to get out the bear traps. In the first game, it tells you, oh, press X to get out of the bear traps. In this game, it just says, good luck. Good luck, you can like figure out on your own. I actually have no clue how to get out of the bear traps. I assume it's R1, but I have no clue. Also, his AI is really sporadic. Like any little noise will set him off, and he doesn't like to stay still at all. So it is really annoying to get that wrench off him and the final act of the game. Um, Now luckily, I was able to do it. It only took me like 40 minutes, but also, by the way, when I talk about some problems I have with the game, the problems I have with the game, I hope this doesn't deter you guys from getting it, because it is a really good game. Like, if you loved Hello Neighbor, but you didn't really like how buggy it was, you should definitely get this game, because it's basically Hello Neighbor without as many bugs. Also, another thing I do like, but I also don't like, it's kind of like in the middle, pretty much. So if you go into your inventory, right, you can carry a lot more items, right? But if someone catches you, like say I take some scissors or a piece of the puzzle that I need for the hunter, right? Say I take something from that and he catches me, it goes back in its original place, which granted, isn't that bad. The trade-off is I get to carry a lot more items, but if I get caught, I lose the items, but they're back in the original place that you found them, so it really isn't that bad, right? Because the houses aren't that big. The biggest house is probably the mayor's house, and even then, it's pretty easy to find the items. Also, if you take items with you, like say I take, there's actually no items around here. Oh no, there are scissors. Say I take scissors, and I'm gonna die. There we go. And say I take scissors, and I go to another area like the neighbor's house and get caught there, I'll still keep the scissors. So if you take it off the, premises of where you got it from, you get to keep it. So it's a pretty good trade-off. So it's not really a thing that I love, but it's not something I hate either. Also, things aren't. Also, I do like how things are. I guess I don't really know how to word this, but sometimes I have a problem with finding things, and other times I don't. That's another thing that I don't like, is some of the stuff, in my opinion, isn't that obvious to notice. At least for me. I don't know if I'm just an idiot. It's probably what it is. But it is kind of hard to notice some things and to know what to do with things. Like in here, there's a part where you have to put a weight on a pressure plate, and I had no clue that you were supposed to do that until I accidentally did it. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's on me, you know. Now also another thing I don't necessarily have a problem with, but it's basically every area is kind of the exact same. What I mean by that is that all has the same premises where it's like go and collect um go and collect these 5 pieces to unlock a safe combination or unlock some sort of combination, and then that's it. You know, do some smaller puzzles to unlock this one piece, and then take this piece over here, and then keep doing that 4 or 5 times till you get the combination. And then you get the key, you head to the museum, unlock said door, get item, do thing, and it basically repeats to the final act. Which I don't really necessarily have a problem with that, right? Um, I think it has a foundation, right? It works well, and they did it well, you know. Now, do I necessarily love it? No, but I don't have a problem with it. Um, I'm trying to think what else. I guess there's not really much else that I don't like about this game. This game is really good. It looks nice, it feels nice, there's not that many glitches. Like, in my whole playthrough, I've probably found less than 3. So, definitely a pretty good game. Also, it is going to be getting updates. And note, I'm talking about the base game because I have not played the DLCs at all or use the DLCs because I don't know what that helicopter DLC is. I don't know if it's an item you can. Excuse me. I don't know if it's an item you can use or what. But I'm talking about the base game in this video. I probably should have said that in the beginning. Now, if the DLCs suck, I have no idea because I haven't played them. But I will be reviewing the DLCs as well once I eventually get them. But yeah, that's basically the end of the video. I hope y'all did enjoy this video, and with that being said, have a wonderful day, my friends. Goodbye.